Greetings, you gray slads. I hope you're doing well with all those extra A's. My name is Graham, and welcome to the Crack-A-Pack here on LRRMTG. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Today, I'm opening a booster box. Can you imagine? I'm opening a single booster pack of Magic the Gathering Commander Legends Dungeons & Dragons Battle for Baldur's Gate Draft Booster. Are all the words on the front of it. On the back of it, it tells us it was given to us by Jack Wallace at MagicCon Chicago 2024. So a recent acquisition, and thank you, Jack. Good job for Richard Garfield. Still gets his name on every single booster pack. That's neat. Now this, before I even look at the cards, actually, I wanted to check. This came out, 2022. I feel like this was maybe supposed to have come out at the same time as Baldur's Gate 3, because all the characters are in it. That would have been good. For Magic, that would have been cool. But they're still there. That's still neat. People who like Baldur's Gate can go, what, Asterians in this game? So that's cool. And this also has 20. This contains 21 cards. I guess it's counting the ad card. Anyway, so you're in for a slightly longer episode beyond just my normal faffing about at the top of the show. Let's start with the Jade Orb of Dragonkind. 2 and a green for an artifact. Taps to add green, and when you spend this mana to cast a dragon creature, it enters the battlefield with an additional +1/+1 counter on it and gains hexproof until your next turn. There was a whole cycle of Orbs of Dragonkind that they all did basically this. They tapped for the color and then did the thing to dragons and the relevant for their color. Yeah, it's fine. 3 mana rock is sort of the going rate. This is only for green, but bonus for dragons. Probably just prefer a manalith, but here we are. What the heck? Speaking of too many A's, Arakocra Sneak? Is that Arakocra? It can't be a soft C. All right, it's a bird rogue. It's 3 and a blue for a 1/4 bird rogue, and when it enters the battlefield, you take the initiative. You take it. You don't rent, you don't borrow, you take the initiative. I'm led to believe that even cards like this, which are the bad ones that say take the initiative, are still pretty playable in, like, Highlander, for example. So, good job for Arakocra Sneak, I suppose. Merkel's Edict. 1 and a black for a sorcery. Roll a d20. From 1 to 9, choose an opponent. That player sacrifices a creature. From 10 to 19, each opponent sacrifices a creature. And if you roll 20, each opponent sacrifices a creature with the greatest power among creatures that player controls. So worst case scenario, you're just getting a basic edict effect, and then it gets better and better, especially if you're playing in a multiplayer game, because this was the Commander Legends, so this was designed to be multiplayer. This set trips me up all the time, because of course this set didn't come to Arena because they don't have multiplayer, and it couldn't come to Arena. But a bunch of cards did. They did their, like, Baldur's Gate alchemy thing. That was a whole bunch of reprints from Adventures in the Forgotten Realms and cards from this set, but the cards from this set were completely different from what they did on paper. And I've only actually drafted this, I think, once, maybe twice. If there's a video of me doing it, if we did it for content or something, then twice. Because I did it at a birthday party. And I was so confused the whole time, because it's cards I'd never seen before, and worse than that, cards I had seen and thought they did totally different things. So yeah, this will be exciting. Merkel's Edict, neat stuff. Bane's Invoker, 1 and a white for a 2/2 human cleric with Windwalk. For 8 mana, up to 2 target creatures each get +2/+2 and gain flying until end of turn. Yeah, nice to see new invokers. New invokers. New, he said. Young Red Dragon. I think this is one of the few cards that actually survived the alchemical transformation when it went to Arena. 3 and a red for a 3/2 dragon with an adventure called Bathe in Gold. 1 and a red for an instant, make a treasure token. And then when you cast Young Red Dragon, it's a 3/2 with flying and it can't block. Cool. Cloakwood Swarmkeeper. Oh, getting your syllables in. Single green mana for a 1/1 Elf Ranger with Gathered Swarm. Whenever one or more tokens enter the battlefield under your control, put a +1/+1 counter on Cloakwood Swarmkeeper. Cool. Combos with Bathe in Gold. Good stuff. Moss Diamond, 2-mana artifact, enters taps for green. Boy, this pack really wants you to tap for extra green mana. I quite like the diamonds. You can't tap them the turn they come in, but 2-mana ramp is better than 3. Oh, this is another one that basically survived unchanged onto Arena, and it was a real problem. The Dread Lenorm, as opposed to all the perfectly reasonable Lenorms you encounter in your day-to-day life wandering around Baldur's Gate. 6 and a green for a 7/6 Snake Dragon, and it can't be blocked by creatures with power 3 or less. But also, it has an adventure. Scale Deflection for 3 and a green. It's an instant. Put 2 +1/+1 counters on target creature. And untap it. And it gains hexproof until end of turn. Oof. What a blowout. That's good stuff. That's a high pick. Runaway Together. I've never seen this art on Runaway Together. What on earth? It's 1 and a blue instant. Choose 2 target creatures controlled by different players. Return those creatures to their owner's hands. Wow. That's excellent. Big fan of that card just in general. Prized Statue. Oh, straight from the cover of Advanced Dungeons and Dragons. It's the idol. 2-mana artifact. When it enters the battlefield or is put into a graveyard from the battlefield, create a treasure token. So it's like the Ichor Wellspring, but instead of drawing cards, it makes treasure, which makes it worse, but still neat. To the cultists, the sacred idol was priceless. To the adventurers, it was worth about 2 sturdy mules and a barrel of ale. Some incredibly advanced Dungeons and Dragons jokes. The jokes are not advanced. The jokes are about advanced Dungeons. 2nd edition, I think? Are they the same thing? Are those terms... You can fight about it down below. Merit? 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 That's... This word, I feel like it's ending too quickly. M-A-R-U-T. Merit? It's an 8-mana 7/7. Which is not great. Artifact creature construct. It's got trample. Oh, okay. Sure, cool. When Merit enters the battlefield, if mana from a treasure was spent to cast it, create a treasure token for each mana from a treasure spent to cast it. Oh. Yeah. That's cool. I quite like Merit. Pack attack. Shasha. 2 and a red for an instant. Attacking creatures get +X/+O until end of turn, where X is the number of players being attacked. Also, draw a card. That's cool. I like this. I like the wording on this, because again, this is designed to be played in Commander, so you can really, like, mess with someone else if they're attacking. You've got one opponent attacking 2 different people that aren't you. You can replace your card and make them take more damage. Wouldn't that be fun? We're still in the commons, and I still don't know exactly what I'm supposed to be first picking here, but I guess we'll find out. Next, we have the Lurking Green Dragon. 3 and a green for a 4/4 flyer. It's pretty good. Lurking Green Dragon can't attack unless defending player controls a creature with flying. Weird. Huh. I feel like that's awfully situational, actually. I don't love it. All right, we're into the uncommons. So many commons in a pack of 21 cards. Noble's Purse, 2-mana artifact, enters the battlefield tapped with 3 coin counters on it, and then tap and remove a coin counter, create a treasure token. That's a lot of treasure tokens, but that's very slow. You pay 2 mana and you get this, and you can't do anything with it that turn, and the next turn you can tap it to make a treasure token. And there are cards like Marut that care about if you use a token rather than just mana. Is this good? Someone tell me how you've broken this in Commander. Next is another truncated name. It's Vrock. That's where it ends. It's just Vrock. Is it like a rock? Like, because it's a bird. It's a bird demon. It's like rock, but, you know, we added the V there to make it metal. It's 3 black for a 3/3 with flying, bird demon, with toxic spores. At the beginning of your end step, if a permanent you controlled left the battlefield this turn, each opponent loses 3 life. Okay, I figured out a reason one might want treasure. This is just every turn on your turn. If a permanent Yeah, if you use a treasure on your turn, then each opponent loses 3 life. This card's messed up. That's exactly the kind of thing I want to do in Commander. I'm taking Vrock. Crystal Dragon is next. 4 white for a 4/4 with flying and vigilance. 6 mana for a Sarah Angel, but I'm listening because it also has an adventure. Rob the Horde. 1 and a white for a sorcery. Return target artifact, enchantment, or legendary card from your graveyard to your hand. Yes, wow, this is very efficient. Dang, okay. Big fan of Crystal Dragon. Might be going the Crystal Dragon direction. That one's definitely not what it was like on Arena, I'm fairly certain. Was that one even on Arena? There was a white dragon that was 4 white, but I don't think it did this. Imoen, Mystic Trickster. Hey, we're going back to OG Baldur's Gate characters. 2 and a blue for a 2/3 human rogue wizard with ward 2. At the beginning of your end step, if you have the initiative, draw a card. Draw another card if you've completed a dungeon. And you can choose a background. So you can have Imoen and a background as your commanders. On Arena, all these legendary creatures, they were the ones with Specialize that had like 5 different versions on the back side of them. I've talked before about Specialize. Let's not get into it. Yeah, Imoen seems cool. 2/3 ward 2 for 3 that probably draws you cards because you want to be doing the initiative and dungeon stuff. Nice. Oh, and here's a background. Scion of Halaster. Halaster? Surely it's not Halaster. Halaster? Scion of the Big H. 1 and a black for a legendary enchantment background. Commander creatures you own have the first time you would draw a card each turn. Instead, look at the top 2 cards of your library. Put one of them in your graveyard and the other back on top of your library, then draw a card. You know, Imoen and Scion of Halaster seem like they go together very well. And that might be... Do you get to pick 2 cards here? That might be the picks. We have a rare and a foil. Our foil is Nothic. What is this? 4 and a black for a 4/3 horror with weird insight. But okay. When Nothic dies, roll a d20. From 1 to 9, you draw a card and lose 1 life. From 10 to 19, you draw 2 cards and lose 2 life. And if you roll 20, you draw 7 cards and lose 7 life. Boy, that escalated quickly, .gif. Okay, yeah, Nothic seems like a lot of fun. We have a copy token, which will be handy because we're always running out of those. And our rare is Wizards of Thay. 3 and a blue for a 3/3 human wizard with Myriad. Reminder, Myriad is when you attack someone with it, all the other opponents also get attacked by token copies of it, which is pretty cool. Instant and sorcery spells you cast cost 1 less to cast. So if you're in combat and you have multiple copies of it, your stuff is very cheap. You may cast sorcery spells as though they had flash, and you can cast your sorcery spells in combat. So, pretty cool. Imagine having 3 Wizards of Thay. Boy, what an odd pack. The commons were leading very towards green, and then the uncommons and rares were like, but what if blue-black? So my first picks for this, it's tough. I could take Imoen and Wizards of Thay and just go, I'm in blue and I'm not passing any good blue because there's an sneak and run away together, and that's all the blue you're passing. But Vrock seems really cool. Crystal Dragon seems powerful because I like bringing stuff back from the graveyard. You could just take Imoen and Scion of Halaster and be like, all right, I'm in blue-black. I'm starting here, and just sort of like force your way into those colors. It's probably still best to just take the wizards and... Actually, what if I take Wizards of Thay and Vrock? Because after the Myriad trigger, those go away and then Vrock happens, right? Yeah, because you exile the tokens at the end of combat. Yeah, there we go. You're never getting to attack with Wizards of Thay. That thing's going to be a removal magnet. Anyway, the pack is worth like $2.23. So, you know, not astonishing for 20 cards. It is 20, just 20 and this token, right? 4. Yeah, it is actually just 20 cards and this copy token, which, again, we will use here at the office. Seems like some of the cards in the set are not, like, worth an astonishing amount. So, I don't know, maybe that means that you could get a hold of some and play it, because I do recommend playing this set. but I also enjoyed opening it. So thank you, Jack, for that. Until next time, if you want to send us a pack, you can do that through the mail to the address on your screen or by seeing us at MagicCon. And I don't know when this is going up in relation to it, but a bunch of us will be at MagicCon Amsterdam, so perhaps we'll see you there. That is going to do it for the Crack a Pack. I have been Graham, joined by James on tech. Matt edits these, Heather gets them online. Thank you all so much for watching. Until next time, a reminder, everything we do here is brought to you by you and your kind support of our Patreon at patreon.com/loadingreadyrun. We'll talk to you next time. Bye, everybody.